Thanks, Misty. We're going to start the meeting of the Ames Commission on the Arts. We're just going to open as we usually do with a public forum. If anyone who is here wanted to get up to share anything. No? Okay. Then we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the approval of the September 12th, 2022 meeting minutes. And so everyone should have gotten a chance to review those. So if they're okay, we just need a motion to approve.
I will motion to approve last month's minutes.
I will second.
Perfect. So all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed, say nay. All right, so the motion passes. So as our agenda shows, the majority of our meeting tonight is set up for the spring 2023 special project grant hearings. And I'm sure that's why you all are here as well. And so we do just have an order on our agenda. We're just going to follow that, follow along with that, and just invite you up for 5 minutes or so to ask questions and talk about your project. And the first on our list is Good Company with their digital marketing expansion project.
Hello, I am Ellen Rasmussen. I'm the president of Good Company for the current season. I'm joined by, where'd she go? Julie Muselik, she's our director of marketing. So I'll make a few opening comments, but Julie really is the brains behind what it is we're trying to do. Good Company has used really traditional marketing methods for a long time, print, some Facebook, a little bit of social media, and we have decided, because we have talent within our group right now, to take advantage of that and actually put together refresh our brand, refresh our image, find new ways to reach out to people and get more people to our concerts. We've been really successful the last year, attracting new singers and younger singers. And we'd like to build on that and then extend that into our audiences as well. So I'm going to let Julie tell you a little bit more about what we have in mind. What she has in mind.
Yes. Thank you, Ellen. Yeah, the main focus and the reason we're asking for support tonight, as Ellen mentioned, we've already gone ahead as a board and invested in upgrading our website a little bit, getting a new and more memorable URL. But what we hadn't planned for was any sort of photography support for this, we need things to put on the website to make them look beautiful. So we would love to get a set of beautiful new photography done with a local artist. And then we'd love to have a little bit of an ad budget as well to try to get the word out. We joke that we're currently the best kept secret in Ames, and we would like to not keep that status anymore. So it would be really great if we could have a little bit of money to test some marketing campaigns, see what works. And as I said in the grant, we're going to always be running kind of 4 always on campaigns. So we want to focus on recruiting members, which, as Ellen said, we've gotten 7 new members, I think, this season. So that's exciting, which of course helps build our audience as well, because our members are also bringing people into the audience. But we want to reach out to net new people. That's what we're really hoping to do. We want to raise our brand awareness again, just have people know who we are and that we're here, and be able to get the word out about all the art we're creating. And then fundraising too. We'd like to increase our fundraising so that we can fund this kind of stuff in the future. So that's what we're thinking about.
So if you have any questions, we're happy to answer them.
Thank you. Did you want to ask your question?
I'm trying to figure out how to word it. And this may go for you as well, Brian, on most of what we fund, and maybe I'm incorrect on it, is events and things that happen. So this kind of, in my opinion, kind of falls outside of the event. I really love the idea of it. And anybody who wants to try and bring in more members I'm completely behind. I just want to make sure that we're fitting the qualifications of the grant appropriately. So that's why in one, I wanted to make sure, because I know we don't do capital improvements, but this doesn't really count as a capital necessarily, because it's not really physical. So, I mean, you were talking about like the photographer, and I think you'd mentioned that the budget was a little odd in the fact that, or maybe we misread it, that you had money set aside that you needed to pay the photographer, but yet you were saying a lot of volunteer work. So kind of the toggle unless I read that wrong.
So I think it was probably
Yeah.
just a miscommunication. And I think at the very beginning of the application, it asks like how many people will be directly involved, and all of your people were listed as volunteers. And then the
Oh,
primary
oh.
budget item was expenditure for a photographer, right? And so
Okay.
that
Yeah,
those numbers just didn't line up. Yeah.
I think, and that's probably our mistake.
Yeah.
Julie's marketing team are those 4 volunteers that are working on all the brand development and will develop the ads and has been doing all the promotional work. The board has already agreed to expend a little more than $300 to buy a unique URL to upgrade our website. So that's already been done.
Okay.
The $1,000 we're asking for would pay for the photographer to do a shoot with us in the spring, and then all those images would get used probably for several years on any of our promotional materials. And then a piece of that also, of that $1,000, would be some ads well placed, as Julie said, to try out some ideas about what catches people's attention, where it catches their attention, things like that. And that's the ad budget. So no, sorry for that confusion.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's not an event as such per se, but in our minds, like building our marketing stuff is an event in that we've had none. And so, this is really important for us. So could we wait till next year and put it in the operating budget? We could, but we really like to get started sooner. So that's why we wanted to ask
Right.
now. Because otherwise we'll have to wait a whole year. And I just hate to lose that time. Could we do it without this funding? Sure. Will it be as good? Absolutely not.
Well, and I did like that you said that going forward, it would help promote fundraising. So then in the
Yes.
future, you could do this more on your own. Which
Absolutely.
Which
All
is
of
good.
this would. I mean,
Yeah.
the more members we get, the more dues we collect. The
And
more people
hopefully
get
you will
audience.
increase the revenue.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely. And those are our revenue streams: ticket sales, dues from our members, and fundraising, and then CODA.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get a good balance among those.
And I think the way it was presented, to kind of respond to your question, Dave, was that it is what they're asking for is happening in the spring, right? So that does
Oh, yes.
fit the spring special project parameters. It just will have a longer life after that. And I think that's okay, right?
Okay.
That's my understanding. So I don't know, Brian, if you have anything.
Yeah, I think historically there have been more activities applied for through the special project grants that have not necessarily involved a specific audience. It's not a performance, or it's not a show. In fact, there's on the second page of the requirements, it talks about promotional activities striving to develop new audiences, right? So I think in the past we may have had a lot more applications of this kind, where it's sort of developing an internal resource that is going to help the organization promote itself more. But in the past couple of years, I think you've seen a lot more applications that are one-time events or one-time shows or things like that. So I think it fits within the criteria.
Perfect.
Good.
Hey, way to bring that old way of thinking back. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Up next will be the India Cultural Association of Central Iowa and the Hindi Theater Play.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Manu, and I am the new president for the India Cultural Association. And this grant is for a special project that we are trying to put together for the spring. So at ICA, we always try to bring out some new aspect of Indian culture for the community. So this time we decided to go all in. So we are trying to put together a play that is in Hindi. So Hindi is the national language of India, and a significant part of India understands and speaks Hindi. So we just thought, like, why not just start the play in Hindi? And it's free to the entire community, and it will be open for the entire community. So we needed the budget for the stage setups and costumes and all that. So for that, I think we requested around $3,000 for the grant, and we have already 30 members from the community that have signed up for becoming the actors for the play. And there are already 15 to 20 members who have signed up for the volunteering of the stage setup and everything. And yeah, so we thought about it, and we were like, how do we open it to the community, because not everybody understands Hindi around here. So we decided to go a little technical, and we are trying to put together screens where we'll put the subtitles on, and we are trying that. We're hoping it works, and so that's what this request is for. And when I filed the application, we didn't have the dates for the event, but now we have booked the auditorium. So we have the Ames City Auditorium booked for February 25th and 26th for the play. So that's what we need from Micah. If there is anything else you'd like to know.
Thank you. Any questions?
I like the idea.
I love the idea.
Subtitled play. I've not seen one of those.
Yeah, and we are looking forward to having as many people as possible. So we're expecting 200 to 250 people outside of within Ames, and we are hoping it has a good response so that we can keep doing it over the years, and so that's the hope.
Excellent.
I don't think we have any questions.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Okay, up next is Story Theater Company with Charlotte's Web.
Hi, I'm Sue Ann Peters, the treasurer for Story Theater Company. Just wanting to present the special grant for Charlotte's Web. It's a additional play that we're adding to basically meet the needs of the youth in our program that want more opportunities to perform. And as we thought about various places that we could have it, our audiences have also been rising and often been sold out in smaller venues, and we decided to have an extra show that would be in the wintertime at the city auditorium. So that's why we had added this, since we had the annual grant. So that's why we're asking for the extra funding to help with our event with the auditorium costs. Do you have any questions? Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
I think it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, up next is the Ames chapter of the Des Moines Metro Opera Guild and the Children's Opera.
My name is John Hill, and I represent the Ames Des Moines Opera Guild. And we are coming to ask support for a children's opera, which will occur in March at the Ames Library. The support that we ask is to, first of all, pay the company that presents the opera. And then it turns out that the library does not have a piano. So we have a little money there to get a digital piano. Now, we want to do all of this so this way we don't have to charge any fees for entrance. And so both the children and their parents can come. The library, they estimate that there will be about possibly 100 people attending. And also the library is going to help us with publicity. And they have a lot of ideas on how we can get the publicity out. And in our proposal, I think we illustrated some of those. I think that's really all I have to say, except this has been done in the past. And then when COVID came, it kind of killed it. So now it's coming back. And I should also point out that I asked DMMO, well, which opera is this based on? And they said, well, actually not on any opera. What they've done is they have created an opera for children. And one of the points of the opera is to have people that are singing, like they'll have a soprano singing and a bass singing, so that the people can get a feeling for the different styles of singing and so forth. So I guess that's all I have to say. And what questions do you have?
Is this something you're looking to try and bring back? Doing children every year or a child opera?
We would like to, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, so if it goes great this year, then we'll be back.
Any other questions?
I love it.
Well, you know how we love
Opera?
opera.
Uh,
But I think it's great to partner with the library, especially for the promotion. I think that's a great partnership with the library.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Okay.
And I'm assuming the other Des Moines Metro Opera Guild application got pulled?
That's my understanding.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, 'cause we did have
I
two
should
originally.
say something about that.
Okay.
Because I called them this afternoon and I said, well, I'd heard that you were planning to postpone the opera. And they said, yes, that possibility will be in the summer. And so what you probably know all of this, but what they're planning to do is to incorporate that one bus trip with the 3 bus trips for the regular operas in the summer. So you will be getting a modified proposal with all of this on it.
Okay,
Thanks.
perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, up next is Iowa Youth Ballet and the Community Dance Workshop.
Hello, everyone. I am Serica Myers. I am the Vice President of the Iowa Youth Ballet Board. What questions do you have for me?
Is this the first time you do this event?
Yes, Iowa Youth Ballet recognizes that our training is expensive. We offer pre-professional training. So our goal is that when our students graduate high school, they are ready for that professional setting. We have that top tier training. And that's expensive. It's amazing what we're able to offer, and it's time that we give back to our community. They've been great to us.
This is for all ages, right?
Yes,
All right.
yes.
And you did say in the application, I didn't bring it with me, but I was trying to remember, you had said specifically you're hoping to target underserved youth in the community. And was there a
Mhm.
specific outline of how you're going to identify youth and or other organizations you're going to work with on that?
Great question. That is our goal. So we are looking to partner with organizations that have already targeted that same demographic of youth and all ages. So Boy Scouts of America, Girl Scouts, Youth Shelter Services, Boys and Girl Club, different organizations that are already established, like the YMCA, in our community that we can partner with to make this day happen.
That works.
Any other questions?
No.
No? I think that's it.
Great. Thank you so
Thank
much.
I love your glasses, by the way. Totally
thank you.
separate.
Thank
I
you.
do.
You got to match the outfit.
Yeah, it looks really good. You did it. So, all right. Up next is the Octagon Center for the Arts and Untitled. And I will state that I have a conflict of interest with this application, so I won't ask any questions, nor will I submit a recommendation for funding.
Hi, y'all. My name is Vivian M. Cook, and I'm the current curator in residence for 2022 at the Octagon Center for the Arts. And Tiffany Antone is with me too if you end up having questions for her, and she is the featured artist in the project that we're proposing. So my role is 1 year as a residency program, and as part of that residency program, then for next year's Octagon season, then we reserved the first exhibit of the season to be something that I would curate as part of my residency responsibilities. So that's partially why this project is unforeseen. Tiffany is a local playwright and visual artist and performer and arts educator, and she approached me pretty recently to see if the Octagon would have space to host a performance in visual arts and playwriting and spoken word poetry event focused on the experiences of people who have had breasts and let them go. with her experiences that is specifically talking about experiences of breast cancer in our community. And then recent developments, we've also talked about expanding that audience and the artists who are going to be involved to the trans community in Ames as well. So the money that we're looking for would mostly go towards funding artists, Tiffany, as well as expanding that conversation to additional artists in the community to make sure that it's a conversation, which is the goal of the project, is to make sure that there's space to talk about the complicated feelings, not just around breast cancer, but around breast in general in our society and what it means to us and the people around us when we have breasts or we let them go. What questions can I answer?
You mentioned in your application Mary Greeley and McFarland. Have you contacted them or the doctors about financial help?
So we have not contacted them yet. The project is relatively new, but we actually have a list of community partners that we plan to reach out to and that we have connections to. So I know Tiffany has connections to breast cancer support groups and the Bliss Cancer Center with McFarland Clinic. So we'll be reaching out to them, probably to Mary Greeley and McFarland, to see if they want to be community partners or co-sponsors. We put in our application to have community sponsorships to actually help with the funding, but then also to reach out for partnerships to help raise awareness that the exhibit is happening for people who might be particularly invested in those conversations to participate, either as artists or as attendees to the exhibit or performances that we're doing.
It's a good project, and I'm sure many people will get good information about the subject included.
Any other questions? Dave, you look like you have.
Yes.
I was just caught up by the name. I'll
Yeah.
be honest. It was clever, and I read it 3 times, going, "No, yep,
Yes, that is.
that's 3 capitalized. I'm pretty sure that's where we're going with this."
Exactly.
Thank you for clarifying the pronunciation.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I think it's a great project. I do agree with Jaime that reaching out to either McFarland or Mary Greeley definitely could be a source to, as you and I know you well enough to know you like to educate as well as entertain. So, this definitely could do both.
The Susan Komen Foundation, no? Is that the name?
Say it again.
Susan Komen
Oh, yeah.
Foundation.
Yeah.
Just that you're suggesting as a possibility.
Well, as a
grant source or
possibility,
something.
exactly.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Thank you, Vivian.
Thank you.
And then up next, Ames Chamber Artists in the Spring Concert Edition.
Hi, my name is Chris Johnson. I'm the treasurer for Ames Chamber Artists. We are proposing a change to our spring concert. CODA has already been generous in funding things for us for the 22-23 year. And this would be quite a bit of a change from what we proposed back in October of last year for this upcoming spring. So all that was outlined. And so hopefully that kind of explains the budget part of that.
Did you have a specific question about this one? Is that the one you emailed? No? Okay. About anybody else?
No,
Questions?
made sense.
No?
I think it was pretty straightforward. I think
Thank you very much.
we got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. And so then, Brian, can you give us an updated total since we've taken out that one, just so we have it in our minds?
Yeah, so the total amount of the requests, dropping out one of the Des Moines Metro Opera Guild items, 14,750
Okay.
is the total amount requested. And based on what was allocated for fall, you've got $8,450 available.
Okay.
To spread around to those organizations.
Okay.
And so we all have the Excel spreadsheet. And so if you can fill that in with your recommendations and give it back to Brian, is there a deadline for that?
I think if we could get it within the next 2 weeks,
Okay.
so 2 weeks from today, that would be ideal. Then that gives me an opportunity to remind anyone who may have forgotten and get it prepared
You're already
for
anticipating something.
the following meeting
Okay.
where we'll finalize them.
So yeah, I think that's doable, that we can all do that within 2 weeks. And then anyone who's still here, just know that at the next CODA meeting is when we will finalize the award amounts. So that'll happen at the meeting, and then it gets posted on the website, or where does it get posted?
Yeah, it gets posted physically in the office and then downstairs, but we email the organizations.
Yeah, sure. All right. Any other last thoughts or comments about this spring special project grants? No?
Well,
Okay.
one last comment.
Yeah.
I've been in several of this children's opera. I've
Yeah.
been actually, helping out, and you should see the enthusiasm that the children have when they hear different voices and the different characters. And opera is unfortunately not dying, but it's struggling. So we need new people, young people.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say.
The little plug for one. Okay. So the last thing on our agenda is just to remind people of upcoming important dates. The 2023-2024 annual grant applications are due October 14th. So a week and a half or so from now. And then our next meeting will be Monday, November 7th in this room. And I think
Before
Steve
we
has
adjourn.
something else to say.
Yes, I just looked at the meeting minutes that we approved, and we still need to discuss the KHOI final report. We haven't.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that didn't get put on the agenda for this meeting, so
Just
we'll
noted.
carry it forward. Yep, thank you.
But we have the final report.
Yeah,
Like
we
they've
have the final
submitted it,
report.
yeah.
There was a question, I understand, and I'm trying to recall what it was.
It was the attendance.
Yes.
Yes, and I've emailed them, and I can't recall if I've gotten a response yet. I will check.
Okay.
Okay, can we approve that by
Oh,
email
yes.
rather than having to wait
Adding
until
it
the
to
very
the-
next meeting?
No, we'll have to have a meeting, unfortunately.
Okay.
You want
So
numbers,
making
huh?
sure maybe, and I can make sure to double check too, like when
Okay.
the agenda comes out for next meeting, that it's
Yes.
on there. That sound good?
Okay,
Okay.
that's all I have.
All right. I think that's it. Adjourned.
Thank you.